All right, so in today's video, I'm going to be showing you in my journey the process of prospecting and document everything that you're doing so that way that you are organized and so you can follow up with your prospects. All right, so let's get to it. Hey, my name is Paul Kim, and I help agency and consultants and especially beginners get their first or next high level client, um, basically building your foundation first before we start thinking about automations or AI. And in today's video, if you've been following me on my journey, in my past video, basically we've set up the website so that when you can start prospecting, that you have some credibility, somewhat of credibility, so that way when they go to your website, they see a business website, right, rather than no website at all. Okay, so today we're prospecting. And so before we even get to start prospecting, I'm going to show you where you can get unlimited leads. Now, if you've been following me in the high level playbook for AI employee, in the module called prospecting, they tell you to go the best client, the first couple of clients are your warm market, right? It's people that you know. So go and take a look at that section, watch those videos. Um, but I guess in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you use high level, right? And in conjunction with prospecting. And so let me share my screen and let's get to it. All right, so if you've been following me, we've been utilizing the AI employee playbook. And in this playbook, in prospecting and sales module, it talks about building a prospect list. And so your first 5 customers are in your personal network. And this is so true because my first client was a broker that I knew from my previous business. And basically I was at the right time and I was at the right place, and basically made a simple offer to do some some marketing for him. And to this day, they're still with us from 2016. And so this is so true, right? People that that trust you, right? Now, then, you know, he talks about further your friends, family, neighbors, businesses that you frequent. Just for example, 2 weeks ago, we just had our roof done. And as I was initially meeting the roofer, I mentioned to him, hey, that I checked out his reviews on Google, which was all positive. And I mentioned to him that that's what I do in my business. So I checked them, and then he told me, oh, I need to talk with you about that. And so after they did the roof, actually, no, I signed the contract, and then I met with them afterwards. And I'm going to meet with them again in a couple of days, and they're going to sign up with me. All right. So, and that's how it happens, right? Now, with this personal network, one of the things I'll tell you right now, I'm not a big social media person, meaning that I don't post on Facebook, which I should, right? And so one of the things that I'm going to be doing, starting, this month, is being more proactive and posting on social media. Not all about business. Now, social media is very. I'm not a big social media. I'm more into SEO, where people get where they find me online through SEO or through videos. But when it comes to social media, I don't post that much. I post a lot about business. Facebook personal is where I kind of lack in. And so that's one area that I'm going to focus on starting this month. And so anyway, so the reason I'm talking about this is because I think that is huge, right? If you can weave your personal and also what you do in your business, I think that could benefit your, in you getting organic leads from online. Okay. All right. And we're going to talk about that in my future videos. All right. So then, um, moving on to expanding your business network. This is where I think, from people that you work with, you get referrals. And so, um, Haplin talks about second degrees connections, referrals, right? And then at a certain point, you have to go out into the cold market and meet new people, right? There are so many different ways to go about this. And so, one word of advice is that you can try different ones, but I strongly recommend that you just stick to one or two, right? No more than three, because if you, depending on whether you're doing this full time or part time, you just don't have the bandwidth, because as you start getting clients, you have to fulfill and you have to, there's a learning curve as well. And so, on top of that, you have to spend 70 to 80% of your time prospecting. And so that's where you really cannot be jumping from one marketing one another marketing. Uh, the goal is for you to have new conversations every single day. Now, activity does not equate to uh, getting leads. Okay, activity without no prospecting or no leads equals doing nothing. Okay, so so let's and so in this video, one of the things that I wanted to show you is basically how do I go about setting up after you've set the website. Now how do we go and prospect? And so let me show you HighLevel, the snapshot that we imported. Okay, and all right, so this, if you've been following me in my journey, right, I was having a dilemma as to whether I should import the snapshot of the AI employee, the client acquisition snapshot, into my current sub account, or should I start from a new sub account, right? And I'll put the link in the description of that previous video. Actually, it's not even necessary for you to watch it. Don't worry about that. So my point here is this is the sub account, right? And I have all of these different pipelines that was created because I have different snapshots from different agencies that I was trying to pursue in my past couple of years that I've been trying to do this business. And so what I decided was I'm just going to focus on simply on AI receptionists. And so I believe it's this one right here, SaaSpreneur Sales Pipeline. And the reason I know that is because let me show you the account, the sub account that only has a snapshot, and I'll show you. All right, so this is the snapshot with that just has that that specific snapshot, right? And if you look at the opportunity, there's only should be two pipelines, right? Which is the sales and onboarding, right? SaaSpreneur, right? And so I'm going to go over with you how to use this so that you understand how it works, okay? So you can edit this snapshot or this pipeline, right? You can create new ones if you want to, but don't, I wouldn't go into that yet, but I want to share with you. I'm going to go edit this pipeline, right? It's a sales pipeline. I would get rid of the SaaSpreneur and just call it sales pipeline, right? And how the pipeline goes is from prospect, first outreach, second outreach, third outreach, new lead, and call booked and call attended. And then you might have won or lost, depends on how how you want to set up this pipeline. Now sometimes there's confusion between how people consider what's the difference between prospect and new lead, right? Um, so it really depends on how you want to um, how you want to uh, let's say treat uh, the way that this is shown. Let me explain. I'm trying to think of it in a way, right? Let me go back. Let me keep editing. And actually, you have to save this before. So if you do any editing, right? Um, let me go and save. And this right here, it just means that whether you want to show it in reports. So like if you go to the dashboard, but we're not going to even bother about that right now because main goal is to get you prospecting as soon as possible, right? All right. So when we look at the sales pipeline, I'm going to click on this and we go to back to opportunities and we're going to pick the sales. So you could pick the various pipelines by clicking on this link here, right? You go to sales pipeline. The way the prospecting, the way this is looking at it is if you go and find somebody, whether it's on social media, you would either import this or put that information in here, and then you will make the dials, right? And then you will do the first outreach, second outreach, third outreach, right? And then if they have some potential to, if they, if at a certain point they may say, hey, no, I'm not interested, then basically they're not a lead, right? So if they become a lead, then they become they go in here, right? So that's how uh, the way that this is, I guess, the way that this sales process goes, right? The way I look at it is, if I were to scrape, let's just say, for example, like 1,000 leads of a specific niche, right? And I would start making the dials and making the calls for those people, right? I would not import them here until they have given me their information, because I don't want to put 1,000 contacts into my database, right? Because a lot of them might, majority of them not going to be the right type of leads, right? And so I'm only going to put prospects in here that have agreed to somewhat, at least I have a 50-50 chance, at some degree of possibility of them becoming a lead. I will put them in there. And so the other thing also is, if you were scraping the leads and you were putting it here thinking that you're going to use HighLevel as the platform to make outbound calls, I don't think you're going to be able, like, you need to want, the phone number that you get is not, I wouldn't initially use that as a way to make outbound calls yet, okay? Because you have to register it, you have to get the CNAME registered and all that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. I would use your phone at the very beginning to start making outbound calls, because phones, right? If you got your phone through any decent carrier, it is already verified and it's not going to come on the other end as being, potential spam. Whereas if you get the phone number from HighLevel, most likely, not necessarily all the time, it's going to show up as potential spam, okay? And so you want the high likelihood of the other side picking up the phone, and then you start conversations, okay? All right. So let's just say that you got a new person that you got on the phone and they have some sort of interest. Then you would add a new opportunity here, and this is where you would, so as you can see here, here you go. You have to actually select the contact. So what I would do here is I don't want to use, this is a sub this is a sub account that I'm gonna be not this is just a blank sub account, so I don't want to be using the information. So but I will use it for this demo purposes. And so what you would do here is you would add the contact. So as you get new leads, right, you would add the contacts in here, right? You will fill out their first name, last name, their email, phone number, and let's just say for the purposes of this video, I don't want to be entering any information here. Let me go back to my other sub account, and I will do it in that sub account, right? Actually, let me go to my demo account, right? So that way, at least there's going to be some data. All right, so I'm in my demo account. As you can see, it says K Madison demo, right? And let's just go ahead and add a contact, and that usually does a trick. And so let's go ahead and add a contact. All right, so let's just put in here Paul Kim, and I'll put in here Paul Kim at Yahoo. This is not a real email address. All right, and then we'll just put in a phone number, 201-123-1234. Okay, and even though that's not a real number, 201, let me just put in a real number. All right, that's for some reason I just put in a random. That's my business phone number for now. All right, so then this one, you really I have not used this feature at all for this for the time being. And so let me go ahead and save that. So once you save that contact, it shows up, right? Just for your understanding, you know, the way this is shown, it's perfect when you're on a call with a potential prospect. This shows you everything, current conversation, as well as any activity as it relates to any of these fields is really good. So for example, if you go to the notes section, it'll put in any notes in here, it'll be visible here, right? Now, this is where in actions, right? This is where you would add a new opportunity, right? If you wanted to create a new opportunity here, and then it'll automatically put it into, not here, this is actually, it should, if you put in, there should be a sales pipeline that we had before, right? So I need to import that snapshot into the demo account so that I could use it in future demos, okay? Now, at the very beginning of your prospecting, a lot of it's going to be manual because we want to get clarity and exactly figure out the process before you start automating and building systems around it, right? And so for today's purposes and showing you how you have unlimited leads is, if you look at the number of contacts, let's say, let me go into my phone. If you go to your phone, and I'm going to do a search for contacts. So if you go, let me go back. As you can see, I have 1,803 people in my contacts. Now, how I deal with these people, some of these people I probably haven't spoken to in like ages, right? So I don't think it's kind of weird for you to be calling these people or like, you know, sending text messages. So how you deal with them, you know, I would just reach out to people that you know, that you trust, and then, you know, you just have to use your discretion in that, right? So now, if you go to your Facebook, right, and I'm going to show you my Facebook profile, and let me go to my Facebook and click on friends. If you go to as you can see, I have 900, I believe the 963 are friends that I have friend connections with, and I have 127 that are not friends and that are following me. So I have over 1,000 here in my Facebook as well, right? And let's go to my LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn, if you go to LinkedIn, and as you can see here, right, I have over 1,000 connections as well, right? So altogether, I have 3,000 contacts. Now, I mean, how do you do this in a way that you don't get overwhelmed, right? And you try to keep track of who you're contacting. So I think it goes back to when you're first starting out, contact the people that you know that will that you can easily that you know that there are they have small businesses, and it's just a matter of reaching out to them individually, right? All right, so for the sake of this video, um, what I want to show you is specifically the marketing strategies or marketing ways that I'm going to be sharing with you. There are a lot of people out there that says go into Facebook groups um, and post something. I think the way, instead of leveraging your group, I think it's leveraging your own sphere of influence. And so, in one of the ways I'm going to do it is the way I'm going to show you is I'm going to be reaching out in LinkedIn for a specific niche, right? And I'm doing this because I already have experience, right? So, you may think, well, Paul already has clients, but you can do this for your own, right? So I would definitely go and try to find somebody in your sphere, get one of them and get results for them, right? Even if you have to do it for free or for get paid. I wouldn't do it for free. I would definitely try to get paid for what you're doing, even if at a discount. But you get results for them and get testimonials, right? And that's the most important part, get testimonials. And once you get results for them, then focus on that niche and then go into LinkedIn, right? And I'll show you the other method with Google Business Profile, right? And what you're going to do is you're going to be searching for, in my case, I got results for my recent client, which is a driving school. And I'm going to be doing, whether it's, New Jersey, driving school, it could be if you got results for I don't know, a plumber or a roofer, right? Some people may say, "Oh, it's saturated." No, it's not. Okay, so there's enough business for everybody. There's abundant. Okay, so don't worry about that. So driving school owners in New Jersey, and I'm going to do a search. And what I'm going to do, I think there's a limit. I'm going to, as you can see, there's pending result, like pending connection request. I'm just going to send out a bunch of, pending, uh, and finding, like adding, just requesting friends, right? Adam. Okay. And let's see here. Should I add a note? You can, right? Now this is where, from my perspective, like if I get a connection request, um, probably best to send a note. Send unlimited longer invites with premium. So I have 14. Personalized. Okay, so I'm only allowed 3 because I don't have the premium. So I'm gonna try to see without sending notes on how many I can do, right? So I'm gonna do 1, right? I don't know if let's see here. Adam. So right there, owner, New York City. Say 2. This is Stratford, New Jersey. 3. So this one I cannot seem to send a request here. Princeton, owner, cannot. I guess I'm limited in the number of, let's see here. It seems like I am limited to 3. Yeah. Oh, actually, some of them, I don't know why. Uh, franchise owner, I don't know if I want to, maybe it's okay. Right. Send without notes. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me just do a quick search. All right. So basically, based on my Google search, it looks like that they've set privacy preferences, or my account is out of the network. Okay, that's fine. So if I decide this is a method that I want to pursue, maybe I may get premium in the future. I did once, but I didn't utilize it enough for me to pay for that. Because if I decide this is a method that I'm going to pursue, then I'll definitely may consider getting premium. Okay, so let's just go ahead and uh, I would set each day to send out 10 to 20 LinkedIn connections, right? I wouldn't go beyond that because then um, they may, LinkedIn may, the algorithm might say you're doing too many connection requests per day, right? Actually, it says right here, it says I cannot, even if I want to send messages, I have to be part of premium, okay? Uh, owner. These are not driving schools. Driving instructor, franchise owner. These are a lot of car wash, not driving schools. So the search is not really accurate. So let's go to New York and continue with that. So I'm gonna do a couple of more. Let's do a couple of more. Business owner, Bronx. Let's do 2 more. Oops, message. All right. So now we've done that, and we'll see how many people actually respond and approve the connection request. Now the other way, now you can do this manually. So let's go to Google Google Maps, right? And you do a search for driving school near. Now I don't want to be near where I am because I already have a client that's already near me. So I would pick a town, maybe down in Princeton, right? Princeton. Princeton's about 45 to hour away, and then. All right. So as you can see, all of these schools, driving schools, are in this area. I am actually located up here. I think around up here. No, closer up here in this area, right? And so, how would you go about doing this? Is basically now taking these schools and each of these and put them in a Google sheet, right? And copy and paste that information, right? So if you pull this out, and then copy the phone number, and then in most instances, right, you're not going to be able to get the email address if they have one on file with the Google Business Profile. But there are platforms out there that will enable you to extract that information. And so maybe the next video that I'll do, I'll show you the platform that I use to scrape that information. But the way this is all manual, right? And this is how you basically would start, right? Get their information. You may even go to their website and then even pull their uh, email, right? Sure there is an email here. Maybe not here. So there's the email right there, right? Learn to drive edu. So you can copy that and send the email out to them as well. Um, the way that I'm looking at it from here is I would send an email and um, I would see the email. The phone number is different from the phone number from here, right? Um, so the way that I would approach it is I would send out an email first to them and then next day follow up with a call, right? Um, now, this some people may get, like, and this is going to be a numbers game. I mean, to be honest, and that's why you have to combine this with organic traffic because what I mean by organic socially and organic also online as well, right? And so it's just a matter of doing the calls to get as many conversations as many conversations of people that are willing to have a call discussion with you about your business, about what you do. Okay. And in future videos, what I'm going to be doing is I'll do a call of certain scripts that works, of of simple scripts that may work with you. Now, every type of business is going to be different, and every type of niche is going to be different. And so, what may work for one industry may not work for another. And I don't like when people say use this script, right? Because this script may work, and it may not work for you. It may not work with a specific niche, but there is certain principles applied in these prospecting that will work universally. All right. So for this video, what I'm showing you is the possibility of unlimited leads, right? And that you will never run out of leads. Okay. And so the main thing is you need to go and start prospecting and making the calls and start having conversations on a daily basis. Okay. Well, I hope this video was helpful. Watch my next video on how I'm going to be scraping this information off of Google. I'm going to be doing that in my next video. And so hopefully subscribe and, watch my next video. Okay. Thanks for watching. Okay. Bye.